First of all, let's see how a doctor can prescribe glasses to a patient. This feature is already there in the Healthgraph EHR. The doctor needs to open the eye template first and then navigate to the step 2, that is the refraction tab, where they need to scroll down to the glasses prescription section and fill in the required details as shown in this video. Please note, for the demo purposes, we are only saving the template with glasses prescription. Once saved, this prescription along with the patient details will flow to the optical store, from where the patient can be converted. We will explore that feature in the next step. Now we will log in as an optical store user to view the glasses prescription and convert the patient. Once you log in, you will need to navigate to the patient's queue. All the patients who are prescribed glasses will appear under All tab. You can simply select the patient or use the search option on the top. Once the patient is selected, the right hand side of the screen will show the patient details along with the prescription given by the doctor. You can mark the patient as converted by selecting Yes option at the bottom. In the next step, you will be required to create an optical invoice for this patient. On the top you can see the prescription given by the doctor. We can use the item search column on the left to search for the items quickly and add it to the invoice that is being created. For example, I will add a frame as per the patient's preference and then define its quantity on the right side. Now I will add glasses as well and set the quantity to 1. Once done, you have two options at the bottom. One option is to mark the patient order as completed. This would generally mean that the full invoice amount was collected from the patient and the requested items were delivered immediately. And the second option is to mark the order as pending. This would be applicable in most of the cases where glasses are prescribed, as they may be need to be sent for fitting either to an outside vendor or is done in-house. If order fulfillment is marked as pending, you would get the option to either collect advance payment or collect full payment. You should specify the advance payment collected as shown here. You also need to specify the expected delivery date of the order. If the customer is willing, you can also collect the full advance payment. In any case, you can specify any applicable discount to the order. We will switch back to advance payment. If the order requires fitting, you can select the checkbox against the fitting required option. In our example, we need to send the order for fitting, so I have selected this option. We need to also select the fitter who will be doing the fitting work. Now let's define the expected ready date from the fitter. This is the date on which the fitter is expected to deliver you the order. Now let's select the mode of payment and save the invoice by clicking on the Save Changes button. The invoice has now been successfully created. This invoice can be printed out and handed over to the patient if required. Once the optical invoice has been created, you will switch back to the previous screen, where you will be able to see the patient is marked as converted. Adding fitter. To add a new fitter, you need to navigate to Item Master and then click on the option beside the New button on top and select Fitter Master from the drop down. From the new pop-up screen, you need to click on the Add Fitter option. and fill in the fitter details and save the changes. Once saved, it will appear in the list view along with the other fitters that were added previously. You will have the option to edit any existing fitter details or remove them if required. Optical Store. Updating the order ready status. To update the existing order status, you need to navigate to Transactions and then click on Sales. The list of existing orders will appear. You can also search for the order by patient name using the search option on the top. Once the order is found, click on it to view the existing status of that particular order on the right side of the screen. In case of this order, we can see that the order was placed and was sent for fitting. If you hover the mouse arrow on a particular status, you will be able to see the date on which the status was updated. I can mark the order as ready, which would mean that the order was sent for fitting and has been received from the fitter, inspected, and is ready to be delivered to the customer. In case of a mistake, you always have an option to undo. During the inspection, if it is found that the order was not as per the expectations and requires refitting, it can be resent for fitting. You will not be able to deliver the order unless the payment is completed. This is why the delivered status has been disabled. Please note that at the bottom of the invoice, the amount pending is adjusted once the payment is completed. Now we will mark this order as delivered. Once delivered, the order fulfillment is completed. You can always undo any mistakes.